finally hit 12,000 miles on this Model 3 in the last 6 months. That's quite a lot of driving. We take this Model 3 on quite a few road trips. So we want to talk about the experience we have with the Model 3 over the last 6 months and this amount of miles driven. Any issues we had and the things we really enjoy about the Model 3. So we'll share that experience with you right now. So we'll start with the negatives. So the first few weeks of owning the Model 3, we had issues with software. So automatic emergency braking was disabled. Then we had traction control disabled. Now this all happened at once while we were on autopilot. We also had the cruise control disabled, as you can see on the screen here. Tesla was able to fix this with a firmware update in the service center. So that was just a software issue. Second is we had a couple trim alignment issues where from the factory, this is how it got delivered to us. So Tesla was able to fix this also at the service center. And then third issue is the GPS not locating our exact location. This itself fixed itself over firmware update, but Tesla actually had to push a new firmware into our Model 3 because we didn't wait any longer. Something to keep in mind that your autopilot works with your GPS, so if you have this issue, you want to get it resolved right away. So those were the only issues we had the first few weeks. Afterwards, after owning it for 6 months and driving it for over 12,000 miles, there hasn't been any issues. And some of you might think, oh, Model 3 is the first version. There's a lot of issues. We even push it to the limits and using its dash cam. Although there was a little glitch at the beginning, after the latest firmware update, the recording now does not get corrupted. So you have to use a small file USB per the manual. Don't try to go large. It will over record itself. And so far, it's been running for a couple months with no issue at all. Just make sure when you do use it, if you're pulling out the USB, turn off the camera. But the camera works really well, as you saw there. It can read license plate signs easily during the full daylight or during nighttime. It doesn't look like high quality video, but it captures the detail that you need. And other things we enjoy about the Model 3 is the autopilot. If you didn't offer autopilot, you're really missing out on the experience. But it's still in beta, so some people are not comfortable with it. It saved us many times from accidents. You saw there almost a side collision from a car that was trying to weave in and out of the lanes. Now this happened just a couple months after owning the Model 3, so we didn't have the navigate on autopilot yet. But it works fairly well. So there's a vehicle weaving into our lane and it detects that. So little things like that either if you're not paying attention may cause an accident if you're in a obstacle like this where I wasn't able to move to the left. So fortunately that vehicle recognized it was going over the lane. And accident that occur in front of you, it also detects that. So you saw that tumbleweed side swiping that SUV in front of me. So at this moment, I was actually about to change to the left lane, but autopilot gave me an auto warning, so I didn't. The other items we enjoy with the Model 3 is the attention of the design, the philosophy, and also the tech. Being able to summon, meaning you can move your car in and out of garage type parking spaces on its own, might seem like a gimmick, but we use it quite often, especially if you don't want to get the vehicle in a tight garage, or you just want to move the vehicle inside the garage, or playing tricks on solicitors. Here, there's one trying to advertise us some security, but we happened to summon the vehicle in at the time he was approaching our door entry, but he got a good kick out of it. He ended up leaving, wondering where the owner was, so we thought that was pretty funny, so we decided to put these clips together. other than that, it's really a tech on wheels if you think about it. Best of all, you don't have to drop by the gas station. Usually we try to find the best deal per gallon, either paying cash or finding a wholesale place to fill up. But now we just drive, plug it in overnight and drive. And other quirks, it does have some issue with parking on its own. So backing into parking spaces is extremely slow at the moment. So with that said, that brings me to the firmware update that Tesla can give you over the air for free. And it continuously improves. And since we own the vehicle for 6 months, there have been so many improvements to the vehicle. For example, the dash cam, navigate on autopilot, the blind spot detection. All those weren't available when we purchased the car. So parallel parking works well enough to be used on a daily basis if you live in a part of the city or wherever you live that you use it a lot. But and also the assurance that even with autopilot preventing you from getting into an accident, knowing that your Model 3 will withhold really well in a side collision, frontal, rear collision, and not being able to flip easily is very comforting. So it gives you more confidence while driving, and it gives you that security for you, and if you have a family or loved one in the vehicle, that even in this compact sedan, you feel safe. So Tesla earned 5-star all around on their NHTSA test. So as you can see, they do have an extreme rigidity due to the battery pack underneath the vehicle. And a lot of people are concerned about fire, Tesla catching on fire. If it does get in an accident, you do have time to get out of the vehicle versus a gasoline vehicle. If the gas tank get penetrated and something ignites the fuel, basically the car is gonna explode and burst into flame. So you have less time to get out of a gasoline vehicle versus an electric vehicle. Although in an electric vehicle, once the fire starts, it's going to be hard to put out. So hopefully that doesn't happen. And also the funny part of owning a Tesla is you have all this nerdy, geeky type of Easter eggs where you can play, for example here, fart noises. So quite interesting. Maturity level maybe not too high in this Easter egg, but still pretty funny when we run this through with other passengers in the vehicle. And in addition, Model 3 is not a hatchback, so people are wondering how is cargo space. We can fit a full road bike in here with no problem. And the opening to the trunk is quite big. It goes from your rear wheel bumper to the back window of your Model 3. So you can fit a huge box in here with little issues. So many people might worry that the cargo space is not. And if you're on the market for a Tesla, specifically a Model 3, make sure you use a referral code. This gives you free element supercharging. Now, this is just a reminder, just make sure you use it because Tesla sales won't inform you to do so. If you don't have a referral code, consider using ours, as you see in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time.
Starting up on power, also look good.
And that landing burn has started.
turn the button.
Both boosters looking to be on track towards their respective landing
Boosters
zones.
landing legs have started. Side boosters landing legs have deployed.